Welcome to the world of AJAX, which stands for Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. AJAX is a powerful technique that revolutionizes web applications by enabling seamless data updates without requiring full-page reloads. This leads to enhanced user experiences with dynamic content that changes in real time. Furthermore, AJAX facilitates real-time interactions with server-side data, making web applications feel more responsive and interactive. So, what exactly is AJAX? AJAX is essentially a way for your web browser to communicate with a web server in the background without interrupting what you are currently seeing on the page. Here's how it works. First, the user takes an action which triggers a JavaScript call. This call creates an XMLHttpRequest object. This object sends a request to the web server. The server processes the request and sends back a response to the XMLHttpRequest object, which then processes the response and updates the web page content. Finally, the document object model, or DOM, of the web page is updated, which causes the changes to be visible to the user. Here is the basic structure of an AJAX request. We are creating a new XMLHttpRequest object. Then we are opening a GET request to the API/data endpoint, setting it to true for asynchronous operation. Then we are setting the onload function to handle a successful response. In this case, if the status is 200, then we call update page function using the response text. Finally, we are sending the request. The XMLHttpRequest object is central to AJAX and is what makes asynchronous communication with the server possible. It has several key properties and events. The ready state property indicates the current state of the request, with values from 0 to 4. The status property provides the HTTP status code of the response. The onReady state change event is a handler that is triggered each time the ready state changes. Response text is the response from the server as a string, and response XML is the response as an XML document. Finally, the timeout property sets a limit on how long the request can take. Here we are creating a new XMLHttpRequest object. We are setting a timeout limit of 5,000 milliseconds, or 5 seconds. We are assigning a function to the onReady state change event, which will log the response text when ready state is 4. We are also assigning a function to the onTimeout event, which will log an error if the request times out. Now let's delve into making GET requests using AJAX. Here is an example of a function fetchUserData, which takes user ID as a parameter. First, we are creating a new XMLHttpRequest object. We then use the open method to configure the request with method type as GET, and the URL as /API/users/user-ID, where user ID will be the actual user ID passed to the function. The asynchronous parameter is set to true. We set the onload event, which will be executed if the request was successful. Here, if the status is 200, we parse the response text from the JSON format to a JavaScript object, and then pass it to a function handle UserData. If an error occurred during the request, then the onError function will be called, and it will log an error. Finally, we call the send method to execute the request. Let's go through the key steps for GET request. First, you create a new XMLHttpRequest instance. You then configure the request with the open method. Next, you set up an onload success handler and an on-error failure handler. You then execute the request using the send method, and finally, process the response in the respective callback. Now let's explore making POST requests, which are used to send data to the server. Here is an example of a createUser function which takes user data as parameter. First, we are creating a new XMLHttpRequest object. We then configure the request using the open method, setting the method type to POST and the URL to /API/users, and the asynchronous parameter is set to true. We then set the request header for content type to application JSON. We then set the onload function to handle a successful response. If the status is 201, meaning that a new resource was created, we parse the response text from JSON to a JavaScript object, and then pass it to the handle success function. Finally, we call the send function, and pass it the user data which has been converted into a JSON string. Let's review some of the features of POST request. The content type header is used to set the format of the data. The request body is where we send the data in the format that was mentioned in the header. The response is handled via a success code such as 201. POST requests support multiple data formats and encodings. Handling responses is crucial for AJAX. Let's go over various types of responses and how to handle them. Firstly, there is JSON response where the data is in JSON format, which can be parsed using the JSON.parse method. Then there is text response, where the response comes as plain text which can be accessed using the response text property. There is also XML response where the response comes as an XML document, which can be processed via the response XML document object model methods. Finally, there is binary data, which can be handled using the response or response type properties. Here's an example of handling responses. First, we create a new XMLHttpRequest object. We then set the response type to JSON, so that response is automatically parsed as JSON. Then we set an onload event handler, where if the status is 200 we handle JSON, text, and XML responses, and then pass the JSON data to a function process data. Proper error handling is very important for robust AJAX applications. Let's go over how we can handle them. Here we have a function makeAJAXRequest which takes URL and an options parameter. First, we set an onError event which handles network errors and calls handleError function with message network error occurred. We set an onTimeout function that will be called if there is a timeout. We then set an onload handler where we check if the status code is 400 or more, which indicates that there was a HTTP error. If so, we call the handleHTTPError function. Then in the try block, we attempt to parse the response text into JSON. If an error occurs during parsing, then catch block will be called, and it will call the handleError function with a message invalid.json. Let's look at some common errors that you may encounter during AJAX. Network errors include connection issues, DNS failures, SSL errors. HTTP errors are categorized as 400 or 500 level errors, such as bad requests, unauthorized requests, or server errors. Timeout errors occur when the request takes longer than the specified timeout limit. Parsing errors happen when the response is unable to be parsed, such as invalid JSON or XML. Finally, let's discuss some security best practices when working with AJAX. First is input validation. Always validate and sanitize user input before sending it to the server. Encode URL components using encodeURI component function. Second is cross-site request forgery, also called CSRF protection. Include CSRF tokens in headers for state-changing requests. Third is content security policy, also known as CSP, which should be implemented via CSP headers to prevent cross-site scripting, also known as XSS attacks. Here is an example of a secure AJAX request function which takes a URL and data as parameters. First, we validate the URL using the function isValidURL. Then we sanitize the data using the function sanitizeInput. After this, we open the request using POST method. We also set the request headers for cross-site request forgery using XCSRF token, and set the content type to application/JSON. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.